Hey my butterflies, welcome back to Finding Your Feet. Welcome back to this beautiful, safe, sage space. If you're new here, my name is Nzinga. We are here on this beautiful podcast sharing experiences, issues, stories, giving advice, and holding space for one another. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But before we get into the episode, you know the drill, we're doing a check-in. So drop what you're holding, put your hands on your heart, and take a deep breath in and out. One more time, in and out. Here at Finding Your Feet, we value our internal selves, so we make it a point to do an internal check-in. So I know there's so much commotion in the world, I know we're always busy, I know we got a lot going on. We seldom ask ourselves, how do I feel? That's the first question today. How do you feel right now? In this very moment, without any filter, how do you feel? Take a deep breath in, one more time. And out. Ask yourself one more time, how do I feel right now? I'm feeling a little bit mellow today, a little bit chilled, a little less nervous than last time, but the nerves are definitely still there. That's how I'm feeling. How about you? Second question is, what is something you did this week that made you proud of yourself? We don't give ourselves enough flowers for the little accomplishments we do, so take the time to think about something that you did this week that you pat yourself on the back for. For me, it was rocking my natural hair. As someone who has really big problem with natural hair and how I look in it, a really big point today to rock my natural hair for you guys, show you how I look. I know, it looks so cute, thank you. But what is something you did that you made yourself proud? Come on guys, think of the things. Don't sit there wondering what someone else did. What did you do this week that made yourself proud? Last question, what is the song that carries you through this week? Song of the week. Because music is the aid of all pain, it's the beginning of all joys. What is the song that carried you through this week when you were down low and you needed something to pick you up, when you were up high and you needed something to groove to? What is the song that carried you through this week? For me, it was Spanish Moss by Bathe. I love them, they're a duo. I love the music they produce, really mellow, really chilled. That song just carried me through the week. When I was nervous, it just made me nice and chill. Love that song. What is the song for you? Okay guys, let's get into this episode. Today, I'm taking you way back. In fact, I'm asking you to walk down memory lane with me. I'm giving you a little bit of nostalgia as we discuss first times. Welcome to today's episode, Our First. Okay guys, I don't know about you, but I love with a capital L, experiencing people's first times. I love being a part of those moments. We are so caught up in today's world of go that we seldom sit down and enjoy first times. When was the last time you remember experiencing something for the first time? Whether it was a food, a place, a person, or a song. When was the last time you sat in that new experience, that childlike joy that shines through? Come on guys, think back to a time where you were like, oh my god, that's the first time I experienced that. The first time you heard that song, the first time you tried that food, the first time you watched that movie. How about the first time you look back on memories and you say, damn, that was the first time I was strong? What about the first time you showed bravery? These are all such pivotal first time moments that we don't take the moment to appreciate. So let's do that today. Okay, let's get into it. My all-time favorite first time is the first time being a certain age, because we get to experience that every single year. We get to go and step into this new chapter. Something new, something exciting, something nerve-wracking. That's something new. That's the first time that we've often just whizzed through because life says go. Sit in the first time you turn a certain age, cry about it, laugh about it, make some jokes about it. I mean, this is your first time doing this. You don't know what the hell you're doing or how it's supposed to go. So you can do it any way you like, okay? What about the first time you put on school uniform? That must have been a big thing for you. I mean, I didn't wear school uniform until I was in grade 4, so that was a big thing for me, putting on a blazer for the first time, putting on a tie for the first time, trying to get it right. Those are big pivotal moments, and I just love sitting in them and experiencing them and letting my inner child shine through and experience them with me. So I'm taking you back, and I'm trying to pull you back down memory lane. I know it's a little nerve-wracking, I know it's a little uncomfortable, but look back at your first times and embrace them. Don't shy away from them. What about the first time falling in public? I know it's probably the most embarrassing thing in the world, but if you look back at that moment now, I'm sure you can get a laugh out of it. I remember the first time I fell in public. It was the most embarrassing thing I had ever experienced in my whole life. And it was in front of a boy I really liked. So you can imagine the embarrassment. But now that I look back at it, it was the first time. It was the first time making public embarrassment, and it couldn't be more funnier. But if you look back at it in a certain way, you don't see it like that. First times are here to encourage you to try new things often, to remember the first time you tried them, and to go out into the world unafraid of experiencing new things. First times are here to encourage you to try new things often. So as I sit here talking to you all out there, please take a moment this week, this month, this year even, to try something new, to experience a first time again. Make sure you're living life and life isn't living you. Make sure you're experiencing it and it's not experiencing you. Make sure that you are trying new things and expanding yourself as much as possible. I mean, that's what we're here to do after all. We're here to experience new things, try new things, and be new things. Come on, guys, let's do it. First times. I'm going to ask you a few questions. I'll answer them myself. Whoever you are, I'd love for you to answer them. We're talking first times, people. How was your first crush? Do you remember how that felt? Do you remember the feelings that came up the first time you had a crush on someone? The first time the word was even introduced into your vocabulary? A crush. What the hell is that? How did that even look like? What did it feel for you? I remember my first crush was the most nerve-wracking thing in the world. I've been to an all-girls school pretty much my whole life. But when I exchanged into a co-ed school, I remember having crushes on all the boys because I'd never seen a boy in my whole life. I was like, oh my goodness, what is happening? I can remember how nervous I would feel when they talked to me. I remember the butterflies. I remember the giggles. Those are all first time moments. And I can remember the first time I had a crush later on in my life and how evolved that feeling had become. It wasn't the little giggly butterfly girl anymore. Rather, it was a safe feeling. It was a calm feeling. It was the sense of comfort and security that has evolved, but both of them were first times. And so if you don't stop to look at your first times in each pivotal moment of your life, you won't realize that you've experienced them. How about the first time you were brave? The first time you were brave in your childhood, the first time you were brave in your teenage years, the first time you were brave in your uni life, the first time you were brave in your current life. Those are all first time moments that we just kind of zip past because everybody is go, go, go. Do you remember the first time you rode a bike? That's a sense of bravery. I know how nerve-wracking that must have been without the training wheels, falling onto the side a little bit wobbly. But look at you now. You're a slay at that bike. How about the first time your tooth fell out? Oh my goodness, I remember how nerve-wracking I was. I remember how nervous I was. The blood was everywhere. I was just like, oh, mom, my tooth. First time moments. I think as we grow old and mature and move on with life, we forget that our inner child still wants to experience things for the first time. And even though we're grown, she's still there. He's still there. They are still there within you, trying to experience things and find little joys in new things. How about your first breakup? No, that wasn't nice to be a part of. And I know it probably left you a little scarred. But it was the first time. It was the first time your heart, your body, your mind had felt anything like that. That's a moment to appreciate, a moment to sit in, and a moment to remember. And as painful as it was, it's a moment to look back on and say, yeah, I went through that like a boss. How about the first time you applied for a job? First time you got rejected from a job? All of these first time moments, I want you to think about them. I want you to really remember those feelings and embrace them rather than shy away from them. We're so quick to turn and kind of ignore how we feel, but it's a moment to sit, breathe, and listen. Remember the first time anything happened, really. The first time you heard that song. Now you can't get enough of it. The first time you met that person, and now you can't get enough of them. Just remember those moments. Remember them, embrace them, sit in them, be with them, love them, and move with them. Keep them with you in your future. Keep going with them. Keep flowing with them. It's so important to flow and feel these moments. So I encourage everyone here, everyone listening, try and find a first time moment this month. Try something new. Listen to something new. See some new people. Eat something new. Try to experience something for the first time this month. And sit in that moment. Allow your inner child to really shine through. Every time I've been a part of someone's first time, anytime I've had the privilege to experience that moment, it's always like this energy and glow is shining through them, as if their inner child is sitting right there next to them experiencing it too. It's like this joy that you can't explain, this happiness, it like bubbles on your face, and I love seeing it on people. So I encourage everybody to try first times as I sit here and try first times. I mean, this is the first time I'm doing a podcast, making mistakes here and there, trying and fumbling, but I'm doing it, and I'm happily doing it, enjoying this first time moment, because this will never come again. As you get better, as you do more things, as you improve in that thing, you need to remember, oh my God, I remember the first time I did that. I remember the first time I tried that. It'll make you appreciate so much more what you're doing and putting in the work for. It'll make you sit and embrace this journey even more. First times are like bookmarks in your book. They're like little side notes and sticky paper notes in the book to remind you this is where you started and this is where you are. Look back on them like that. Look back on them like pivotal moments. Look back on them like happy moments. Look back on them like lessons. First times are there to teach you so much, and if you embrace it, you'll end up learning even more. So I encourage everybody here to go and sit in your first times, all of them. First times are my favorite experiences, like birthdays, like holidays, like dates, like self-care. First times are those moments that you should cherish and continue living in them, continue thriving through them, continue remembering them, continue reminding people of them. Like, your first time moments are something to be proud of, not something to be ashamed of. Whatever the first time was. First time of a breakup, the first time of a car crash, the first time of a makeup, the first time of a book ripping, the first time of something breaking, the first time of something getting ruined, the first time you felt feelings like anger and resentment. Those are all moments to remember. I know that sounds a little crazy and a little weird, but those are bookmarks in your book, in your journey. Those are little sticky notes telling you this happened. Remember me, this happened. Remember me. They're all lessons that we should embrace rather than shy away from. And I don't know about you, but I'm on this journey trying to embrace first times. So I encourage everybody listening to join me in the first time movement. Let's try things for the first time. Everybody, let's do it together so you're not alone. I'm doing it with you. If you're making a mistake the first time, it's okay. Continue making that mistake. You only get to make mistakes a couple of times before you're really good at something. So really make mistakes and enjoy them and be in those moments and just do it and live and continue to live and live in the now. That's the only way you'll be able to embrace these beautiful, funny, complicated, chaotically beautiful moments. Chaotically beautiful. That's a word I created. I love it because life is full of chaos and beauty at the same time. And I thought it was just a word that encompasses that. Chaotically beautiful or beautifully chaotic, whichever way you choose to say it, whichever way you choose to see it. Just remember that. Remember the chaos and remember the beauty, because both are there. Both polarities are living at the same time. Both polarities are flowing at the same time. So remember them. Try not to shy away from it. Try not to hide from it. Try not to ignore it. Like, let it in. Let it in. Come on, people. Let's go with this. Let's continue to move into the future, trying new things. Before I end this, I would just like to say to everybody who's been watching, if you are nervous to try something new, if you're a little scared that you're going to go mess up, I encourage you to go and mess up. I encourage you to go and try the new thing and make the mistake. I encourage you to step out of your comfort zone just a little bit. I encourage you to live for truly yourself and not for anyone else. Don't listen to what they say. Don't even think what they're gonna say, because they're probably not gonna say it. Don't think about what they're thinking about. They're not thinking about you. Just go and do you. Go and live. Go and try new things. Go and experience life. There's a whole world waiting for you to experience, and it'd be a shame that you didn't do it because you were afraid of someone else saying something or thinking something. Go out there, make mistakes, go out there and fail, go out there and try again, go out there and just live. Life is about making mistakes, guys. Life is about failing sometimes. Before we close this out, I encourage everybody to go out there and experience things for the first time. Go out there, make that mistake, go out there and fail at that thing dismally. Because the falling and the failing is all a part of your beautiful rise. Don't forget that. Please, I encourage everyone, including myself, to go out there and have first time moments. Let's do this together, guys. You're not alone. I'm here with you on my own journey trying to do this first time thing. So I feel you and I send you love and light to go and do your first time thing as well. Let's do it, guys. That wasn't the end, but that was the end of that.